How you doing, folks? I'm gonna kind of go over how I modify my walk back practices from the video I posted last week. Again, sometimes I'll go in. Another way I modify it is shooting one arrow, and what I'll do is I'll set me a target, shoot one arrow. I get one shot at it to get it inside to what I'm shooting at, whatever size target you're shooting at, whether it's tennis ball or practice golf ball or, a piece of tape or a dot or an X that you're aiming at. And I'll just keep stepping back with one shot until I miss, and then I'll start back all over again. And that way you burn those yardages in your head a lot better, because with only one arrow, you only get one opportunity, and at each yardage, then you always want to go back and look at good shots. And I always try to put in my head that I want to make good shots, not bad shots, especially when I'm only shooting one. Another way I modify it is kind of random distances. I mean, I've had somebody message me on Facebook about, I just throw arrows out wherever they land. I'll shoot from there, which is a good thing. Sometimes I'll do a random yardage, pick it up, kind of go back. Say I made it back to 10 yards, I may skip back to 15 or 20 and come back in enough to give my mind to see if it can pick up those yardages pretty quick. And that's another way I modify it. So there's a whole lot of ways you can make this practice fun. Not just a humdrum going from, starting up close. I mean, I did that for a little while until I started figuring out, hey, I need to change this up to make it a little bit more interesting where it ain't so humdrum. So that's some of the ways I come up with is especially the yardage, doing 10 and 20, then coming back in. You'll be surprised if, how you'll see how your mind's going to pick up, random quick distances at, skipping, 5 or 10 yard increments, then coming back in. So that's always a good way to practice, especially for hunting. And I'm more on the way I practice geared more toward hunting than it is for anything else. My practice is getting ready to change, for shooting competition. So, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. You can, modify everything to shooting competition than hunting, because with competition you want to be a little bit more tighter, but it'll also help you hunting too. So sometimes I'll use shoot at a 1-inch target as far as I can get back. Then so far, my eyes are not that great, so I have to, widen my target out after some X amount of yards. So with that, it's, I guess it's got a lot to do with the person's eyesight on how small of a target, and sometimes I'll pick up a random flower out of the yard, wildflower, set it inside an arrow shaft, shoot at different yardages until I hit it, and it's just a lot of ways to make it fun and make it interesting, and plus get your accuracy and get your yardages burned in. And also I usually do depth perception, different size targets. An elk at 20 yards compared to a white-tailed deer at 20 yards is a lot bigger target. So sometimes that bigger target will throw you off at the yardage, because a bigger target may seem closer than a smaller target. So they say aim small, miss small, which is true, but yet having depth perception of your target at those distances makes a big difference too. Because every target ain't the same in the woods, from a squirrel to a deer, elk, or whatever you hunt. So I always try to shoot for the smallest thing, but yet sometimes throwing a bigger target in while you're doing that practice could also help you, and getting honed in on different size targets, because there's different size deer, there's different size everything. So that's some of the ways I modify my practices. I gave you, like, I guess four more different ways There's a whole lot of ways you can do it. You just gotta make it where it fits you. And I've made my practice where they fit me and help me the most. And I'm always willing to learn. So if you got any comments, leave them in the comments about how you practice, and to give me ideas and probably some other people some ideas. So I hope this helps. If you're starting out, make your targets realistic until you get established and get better. So and if you want to do it right after your practice, say go to a smaller target to have fun, not worry about hitting it, or just see if you can and just kind of challenge yourself. There's nothing wrong with doing that if you want to try to challenge yourself in a practice. But I try to get it to where I'll stay where what I'm hitting or what I'm getting my target into. So further you go along, the better you get. Sometimes you might want to shrink it down just to have fun. Sometimes doing other things will help you to have fun and make you more accurate. So that's what it's all about, having fun and getting more accurate. So I hope this helps, and I hope y'all have a great day, and God bless.